So Dave, thank you so much for inviting us over and just showing us around uh, Liberty House. And you were just telling us about the history of New Connections Ministries and who were the founders.
Founders of this ministry were Jim Dodds and Fred Williams.
Okay.
And they had a vision for supporting guys coming out of prison or addiction programs. And it's a ministry that's 25 years in the making, and carrying on strong, following their vision. Both are still connected with the program. Jim is our Bible counsel expert, and residents of the house here go to Jim for Bible counsel.
Wonderful.
Fred carries on with a bit of prison ministry in the Kingston area in particular, and is well known for his musical ability and entertains the guys in song when we have our Bible studies. So,
does he go out and do in-person interviews to screen people for here?
So I would go out meeting individuals interested in living at the house. The house supervisor as well, his name's Andre Matterman at the moment. We meet them together, interview the fellows, and see what their interest is in living here at the house. Core to our philosophy is a Christian connection. And we want fellows come to this house to have a desire to live a Christ-like lifestyle, following Christ's example. And we model discipleship, and part of that involves a weekly Bible study for the house.
In-house?
In-house,
Okay.
as COVID rules permit.
Yeah.
And a connection to a local church, so each of the guys here would have a connection to a local church for Sunday fellowship.
Excellent. And how long can a person stay here, or what's the average of time in Liberty House?
Our agreement with the fellows coming in would be for a year.
Okay.
The average might be a year and a half to 2 years.
Okay.
We do not force a person out at the end of a year, but we suggest this is not your final home. We want you to connect to community and find a home of your own.
How difficult is that to make the connection? What are some of the challenges that your residents or your clients find getting into a permanent residence?
So I think the biggest challenge is the cost of rent these days.
Oh, yeah.
With COVID, rent has become nearly impossible for guys. To find a clean, quiet place that's affordable is a real challenge. So that's the primary challenge. Guys that are comfortable living on their own find it a daunting step to move from a nice quiet place like this to living on their own without help or connection. But that's why we want them to be plugged into a church, so the church carries on supporting the guys as well.
Excellent. What would you say your biggest need right now is?
There's probably a need for mentors. So I haven't touched on it yet, but aside from our weekly Bible study and church, we want guys to be plugged in with a mentor who would walk with them through the week, maybe once a week meeting, having some accountability study, or even just basic lifestyles like budgeting. We would seek mentors. In our case for New Connections, we want those mentors to be strong Christians and be able to support a fellow in his Christian faith. And so we're always on the look for mentors that would want to step in and fill the role.
How many hours a week would you be looking at for a mentor to come with?
It's really just probably a 2-hour-a-week commitment,
Okay.
not including phone calls or email exchanges or text exchanges, but a 2-hour-a-week window to help out some way would be appropriate.
Okay. What would be um, one or two prayer requests that you would give, that if we were to share with someone, what would you say was something that we could pray for you?
What we work towards is helping guys get back on their feet, and that's always a challenge these days. So it's our prayer request that we would be faithful in presenting Christ, but presenting Christ in a way that's practical, that guys would be able to just find their footing and be able to move out on their own. The prayer request would be just wisdom to deal with the diverse attacks that guys are facing, not just drugs and crime, but there's family pressures, there's the dynamics of debt, and then there's probably internet addictions that have developed over the years, from gambling to just gaming choices, and so we would be praying for wisdom that we can counsel guys appropriately.
Okay, that's complicated.
It is in the era we live in. The internet is such a strong draw with vices that weren't faced 25 years ago, and we're still learning how to help guys through some of the addictions that have emerged.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And if someone wanted to visit a website or wanted to contact you, do you have any? What's your contact
We have a great
information?
website. It's newconnections-ministries.org, and you could email me, dave@newconnections-ministries.org.
Thank you very much.
You're
And,
welcome.
so that's it for this interview, but we're going to be touring around a little bit. So
Yep.
that's excellent. Thank you very much.